Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. This weekend is the start of the Six Nations. You know what that means? It means we have to make a fun video. So we're doing a combined 15 of the Six Nations teams. But to mix it up a bit, we have to have at least one or two players from every single nation in the tournament in this team. So if your favorite player is not in the team or there's an obvious better pick, just know that we have to follow the guidelines. Okay, we can't just pick just French and Irish players because those are the two best teams on paper at the moment. So starting off in the one position, I'm going Cyril Baille, starting off strong. I think he's been absolutely extraordinary. He's probably the best prop in the world at the moment. Great form. Just continues to improve. I mean, I am a Safa and the channel's name is Casual Bias Rugby, and I've always said Kitshoff is the best prop in the world. I still believe he's one of the best to ever do it. But currently, Cyril Baille, no one tops him. Of course, you could have thrown in Andrew Porter, but I just think Cyril Baille takes the cake on this one. And then the same with the number 2 jersey. You know, you have the up-and-comer, the guy that has been flying, Movaka, also from France. But I decided to go with Dan Sheehan. I've said it a million times that Malcolm Marx is by far the best hooker in the world. But Dan Sheehan, just his agility, the way he gets around the park, he's always there scoring tries, whether it's actually running the ball, one of the most agile hookers you'll ever see. On the wing from the maul, his work rate is insane. Injured for a long time, of course. Didn't play as many games in the Six Nations, in the World Cup. But the guy's been extraordinary for the past couple of years. And you'll hear a lot of people actually say that he is the best hooker in the world. As I said, I am a bit biased with it. But Cyril Baille and Dan Sheehan, great start to the team. And then rounding it off in the number 3 position, it was once again just a coin toss. For who do you go for? Do you go for Antonio from France, or do you go for Tite Longschlong Furlong? I decided to go with Furlong. The same reason that you go with Dan Sheehan, even though we would all say Malcolm Marx is the best number 3 to kind of almost ever do it, you have to put respect on Tite Furlong. You have to say, listen, this guy has been up there, team of the season, year in, year out, doing his job, and that's why I'm putting him in there. Good experience. So the front row, Cyril Baille, Dan Sheehan, Shane Furlong. No, not Shane Furlong. Dave Furlong or Tite Furlong. I think that's pretty impressive. Of course, let me know where you agree and disagree. But if you disagree, you have to bring in a player into that position that follows the criteria of how this team is being set up. Going number 4 and 5, I mean, this was tough. There's a couple of good locks in there. Honourable mentions, Tite Byrne, Paul Willemse, for instance. But I went with Mario Itoje. We have our English player there. And I went for Flamand from France again. I think Mario Itoje has been having an absolutely insane season this far for Saracens. He has been a standout player. Look, I wouldn't say he's necessarily back to the way he looked in 2018 and 19. But he's up there. He's really doing a job, proving some doubters wrong. And then, of course, you got to put in Flamand from France, one of the crucial players. Moving on to the flanks, I'm going a bit different. Now, if this guy didn't retire from England, he would have been probably one of those guys that you just shoehorn into this team, because of course there's a couple of guys like Dan Sheehan and Cyril Baille that just went straight into the team. You can't leave them out. And I would have put in Courtney Laws into that 6th position, because I think this guy has been England's best player when it comes to the Premiership and the Heineken Cup, Investec Champions Cup. Of course, not playing. So I'm going with the enforcer, the Italian stallion. I'm going with Negria. Of course, he was there on the documentary. Not a touchy subject, but an emotional thing. Watching his story with Zimbabwe and getting off the farm, and how he got to play for Italy overall. But that is my Italian player that I've got in there. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He's one of those guys you just say, listen, I'm giving you the ball. Go out, try and kill some people, smash some people. I don't even care if you get a red card. Just make yourself known on this field. And that is why he's going into that 6th position. In the 7, I made a TikTok and I put in Jack Morgan, because that is my Welsh player. And he was an absolute standout in the World Cup. But I heard he's injured. I didn't even know that, to be fair. But I'm going to keep Jack Morgan in there. I like the guy. I don't have any other Welsh players in there, so I have to keep him in there. So, Jack Morgan, that is my number 7. Just let me know who you would rather play in that 7 position and then where you would fit a Welsh player in. And then in the 8 jersey, I'm going with Aldry from France again. Absolutely outstanding. One of the best. You could have easily gone Caelan Doris as well. Maybe Ben Earl if you don't feel too nostalgic and you think he's been absolutely insane after the World Cup. But you have to put Aldry in there. One of the best being compared to Ardie Savea. People are talking Ardie Savea, Aldry and Doris as who's the best 8. It's easily Ardie Savea. This is not a debate. But Aldry has been absolutely insane. He has to get that 8 position. Moving on to the 9, we got our first Scottish player. Could have easily been the second Scottish player because I was thinking, listen, where am I going to fit a South African in? Could have fit in 2 of them already by saying Pierre Schoeman and Paul Willemse. But we're going Ben White in the 9. And then in the 10, most people would think Finn Russell goes in there. Easy. But I can't make the video that I made yesterday and say the guy's a bit overrated and have that as my controversial take and then put him in the 10 jersey. I do rate Finn Russell. I just don't think he's the best fly-off in the world, as everyone says. And I don't even think he's the best fly-off in the Six Nations. As I said, I do rate him, but you can't afford to make that many mistakes, have 1 or 2 glorious moments, and then everyone say, listen, Sharp, this guy is the best 10 in the world. So I went with Marcus Smith, but this morning we heard news that Marcus Smith is injured. So now I'm switching Marcus Smith to Jack Rowley. Now, if Marcus Smith is not injured, he is the 10 going into this team. I think he brings insane flair. I think he is I wouldn't say a generational talent, but I do think there's a lot of potential in the guy. I do think certain matches are perfect for this guy. He makes things happen out of nothing. But Jack Rowley, absolutely insane, Mr. Reliable. I think, in my opinion, like Irish people wouldn't necessarily agree. I think he's better than Johnny Sexton. I know Johnny Sexton has got this aura and he's got great leadership, and that's kind of also why he's in the team and he reads the game well. But I just think Jack Rowley ticks most of the boxes as well. I think he's absolutely insane. He's a crucial part when it comes to the way that Munster play as well. So Jack Rowley gets that number 10 jersey for me. Into the centres, could have easily gone Tui Pelotu and Gary Ringrose, but I switched it. I would have loved to put in more Scots, but you can't. Tui Pelotu is insane and he's very good to watch, but you can't look past the likes of Bunde Aki. I mean, people talk about him being in the team of the season last year, being nominated for Player of the Year. In my opinion, he has to be in there. He is absolutely insane. I think he's currently the second best outside centre in the world after Damian Dialinde, and that is not bias. If you look at that game that South Africa and Ireland played, Bunde Aki got man of the match, but yet Damian Dialinde won every single stat on the field. But that doesn't take away anything from Bunde Aki. I think he's absolutely brilliant. The way that he's just come into this team and absolutely smashed everyone. I think last season was the best season of his career. Looking forward to seeing him this season playing for Ireland. And then at the 13, as I said, I could have easily gone Gary Ringrose because people say he's the best 13 in the world. I'm going to give it to the man that I think is on form. He's been absolutely brilliant. You might disagree. I'm going with Gael Fiku. He's been absolutely insane. This bald guy on outside centre. And those are 2 massive, massive players. Massive guys. Who's stopping that centre pairing? No one's breaking tackles through their defence. And who's tackling them? Imagine if Bunde Aki smashing 3 players to take him down and gets an offload away to Gael Fiku. Who's tackling Gael Fiku? So Gael Fiku goes into the 13 for me. And then my 2 wingers, I think this was pretty easy picks, to be honest. You could have easily gone James Lowe, Mac Hansen, of course, but he's injured as well. Louis Rees-Hammett could have been there if he was still there for Wales, but I don't even think Louis Rees-Hammett makes this team. We've got a monster backline now that I think about it. I'm going with Duan van der Merwe on the left wing and Damian Penna on the right wing. Damian Penna, of course, easy gets in there. Duan van der Merwe easy gets onto that left wing. Both absolute try-scoring machines. Not even try-scoring, they add so much more to their game. Like, you get a lot of wingers that people would rate as just finishers. People might hate this, but like the likes of a Will Jordan, right place at the right time, scores the tries. But these guys, their work rate is insane. They are everywhere. They are ball carriers. They finish the tries. So those are the two wingers, Duan van der Merwe, Damian Penno. And then finally, as the fullback, and I know people are going to say Tomo Ramos is better. Tomo Ramos is the best fullback in the world. But I want to watch some exciting stuff. And you know who brings excitement? Capuzzo or Capuzzo from Italy, however you pronunciate it. This guy is absolutely insane. The way that he just creates something out of absolutely nothing. You talk about people playing in weaker teams that are absolutely brilliant. They are so much better than the rest of the team. Capuzzo is one of those guys. Absolutely insane. And I'm surprised we actually got 2 Italian players into this team because we only needed 1. So this is odd because yesterday I said Wales will do good in the Six Nations, but yet I've only got 1 guy in the team and he's injured. So I've actually got 0 Welsh players in it. But the thing is, like, they don't have the biggest of names. You could have gone maybe George North on outside centre, to be fair. But I just think they will have a good season under Gatland. He just gets the most out of the guys and they will play as a team. Overall, as you can see, mostly still dominated by France and Ireland. But I tried to mix it up a bit, make it a bit more fun. Let me know if you agree or disagree on it. Just a quick run through of the team. Cyril Bai, Dan Sheehan, Tide Longschlong Furlong, Mario Torje, Flamont, Negri, Jack Morgan, Aldry, Ben White, Marcus Smith or Jack Rowley, Bundiaki, Fiku, Gail Fiku, Duan van der Merwe, Damian Penno, and then Capuzzo as the fullback. Let me know who you would change in this team, but remember to follow the criteria. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to listen to the podcast that me and 2 other guys have got going, Brett Burns and Bria van Herbst, Safa's Unscripted, go listen to it. It's absolutely flying. We love you. Thank you very much. See you next time.